Hello there guys, this is Rush Prince with our Blue Tournament round of 8 best of 3 match. This is the match between uldaCZ of Wolf Clan and Ziggomatic of Sith. It is the Battle of Tur. So Tur was picked, I suppose, by Ziggomatic. I guess he picked first. Ziggomatic actually decided to go for Suebi, whereas uldaCZ is Seleucid. So let's see how the battle rages on. For Ziggomatic, we have, let's see, 2 Germanic Scout Riders over here, and probably more on the field. No, we don't. It's just 2 Germanic Scout Riders. No, we do have 4. My bad. It was my mistake. Anyway, let's see what he has besides that. 3 Longbow Hunters. Pretty decent choice by Ziggomatic. Then he also has, let's see, some Spear Levy on the field. 4, 5, 6 Spear Levy. Nope. 4 Spear Levy and 2 Spear Walls. Spear Walls. Spear Walls are very tanky against, say, missiles, because they can take a lot of punishment from missiles. Anyway, his general unit is a Swordmaster. He is a commander. Commander, actually, wow. I did not expect this out of Suebi. Very, very peculiar choice. But I guess he doesn't need the charge as he's up against Seleucid, so it might be a good choice by him. We do have some Wolf Warriors. 4 in total and 2 Sword Masters. So I quite like this Suebi build. He doesn't need too many units against Seleucid. Wow, this game is very long, so I'm just gonna fast forward it. Anyway, 4 Seleucids we have. Interesting. Let's see over here. 3 archers and 1 slinger. These are just the cheapest units possible to bring, basically. So I wonder. Then we do have, if they're gonna be effective, that is. Then we do have some thoraxes on field. It's basically 5 thorax swordsmen. 1 through a spear on each flank, and then a through a spear in the rear. General unit isn't a shield bearer, he's a commander, interestingly enough. I mean, the general choice. We do have some cavalry as well. 2 median cav and no, 3 median cav and 1 Azet Knight. It's an interesting box by Seleucid, but I wonder, Seleucid. But I guess I don't really see how this Seleucid build is going to work, though. It's just going to be weird. But we'll see, though, if you can make it work, because you definitely can't win the melee engagement with against Wolf Warriors and Sword Masters, I feel. And the Longbow Hunters are better than what Skirmishers Seleucid has to offer. He's also got skirmishing potential compared to Seleucids, like on horseback, so he can be annoying with Germanic Scout Riders. I believe he already fired some shots off into Shield Bearer. Shield Bearer has a huge amount of armor, though, so I mean, uldaCZ is quite alright with that, I feel. Whereas Ziggomatic, he's still trying to go around, see what he can do. Again, like, this looks like it's gonna be a pretty long game, considering the timer. I guess since one of them is in the forest and the other is just sitting around here. Yeah, but since I'm fast forwarding, it's not really too big of a deal for me. We still see the Germanic Scout Riders kiting around. Some of them dying, though, and they don't have the best armor, so they will die to slingers or archers. So they haven't really done too much, though, to be fair. I mean, they need to shoot the shield bearer properly. So here come the Longbow Hunters. They might be able to do some damage. We see uldaCZ continuing to push up his forces slightly. Needs to pull back that now, though. Okay, so here's gonna be a small engagement, it seems. Median cavalry doesn't get... Oh, javelins onto it, killing only 2 men, though, so not very significant by the spear wall units. I do like how uldaCZ is playing this, though, but he needs to be careful, because if his swords aren't near enough, like, he might get caught here by the cavalry and such, so he needs to be careful. But looks like Seleucid is actually pushing forward. Went through with the cavalry, and it did get into the spear wall. It's going to kill some men, but it's gonna lose more than it kills, basically, because these guys are really nice. Javelin volley, I believe, was that missed completely. This spear wall will die to the thorax swordsman. Oh, it's actually gonna disengage, so that's a good move. Ooh, Germanic scout riders here getting destroyed by thoraxes. So it looks like Seleucid is actually continuing forward, but I mean, Suebi is fresh, Seleucid isn't. And we've got, ooh, he actually has a Tarentine cavalry that I didn't see coming around. Germanic scouts actually targeting the shield bearer, but they haven't killed a single man, and they've taken some damage. This unit here, skirmishing as well, killing a few thoraxes, but Germanic scout riders have been fairly ineffective so far. Okay, he's killed one shield bearer, which is not the worst, but it's kind of like a waste by Suebi. So I do feel like Seleucid is getting a bit better engagement overall compared to Seleucid's. Ooh, it's Germanic Scout Rider King. A bit too far forward, I think. Almost got destroyed. But still, I don't see... I mean, their melee contingents are kind of equal, I guess, considering that there's this shield bearer on the field, which could do a lot in melee. But the sword masters will just destroy everything else, basically. Oh, here comes an engagement. The Germanic scout riders rush to get to the Median cavalry. I mean, they want to make sure that the longbow hunters don't die. Germanic scouters will die at this point, though. And this means that the Median cav is getting focused by longbow hunters. This is huge here. Over Median cav going through, but we might have javelins by the spear wall unit. Indeed, we do. Point blank javelins, and Germanic scout riders stopping the median cav as well. So actually starting to drop this longbow hunter though pretty quickly though. So this median cavalry is doing something. It's gonna rout the Germanic scout riders and has done significant damage to this longbow hunter. One has to wonder though if it's enough, and I don't think that's the case. Yeah, I mean, it was a nice attempt by Seleucid, but it just isn't really effective. Suebi's got this engagement. I mean, it's got a more favorable engagement here, I think. But actually, wow, they've killed a lot of this longbow hunter too. So, if you think about it, I think this trade is actually worth it for Seleucid, because he's killed. This longbow is down to 64, this one is down to 77, and this one is down to 85. So, I think that trade was actually kind of worth it for Seleucid. Did lose a cavalry unit, but the longbow hunters will be important here. Because if he doesn't have longbow hunters, then the slingers and archers will be unopposed and can do the damage they need. So it looks like I'm gonna have to fast forward again, because nothing really going on here. And longbow hunters pushing up to skirmish against the archers and slingers, but longbow hunters, of course, have the advantage. Here comes another cavalry unit. I do like how the way uldaCZ is playing with his approach, though, with the longbow hunters, just pushing up his longbow hunters with some spears in support. Some kind of engagements happening over here. Just Tarentine cavalry getting some kills, but kind of awkward. So spear levy over here gets some jabs off, but not killing, only killing one man. So I guess that's kind of a waste. If you throw a javelin volley and then you only kill one person, but he still has two more so that he can use. So he's gonna continue skirmishing with longbow hunters. This thorax swordsman is just dying so quickly. It's activating shield wall, which actually doesn't. I mean, it makes them in a huge block formation. So I think this is actually bad for Seleucid. And oh, he lost his longbow hunters because they got focused by slingers and archers. This is pretty bad for Suebi right now, because he lost so many longbow hunters there. Yes, he did a lot of damage to this thorax swordsman, but the slingers and archers, they are there. And yeah, still, these slingers can do something, even with 20 missile damage. Like you can see they've killed 90 men, and that's a lot of longbow hunters they've killed. Germanic scouts are probably out of ammo here. You can see Tarentine cavalry just skirmishing around, but not really getting the shots that it needs. Longbow hunters trying to target the thoraxes, and this is a they were firing at the unshielded side for a moment, so they did damage, but now they're gonna get targeted again by archers and slingers. Still don't see the point of this shield wall. It's just, yes, it increases the armor of the unit, but I think it's negligible compared to like the formation it is in. Definitely, yeah, I do agree now that he's spreading out his thorax swordsman. I think this is the better way to deal with it. Germanic Scout Rider is actually kiting the Tarentine cavalry here and killing them off, so that was good for Swebi. Oh, the main engagement actually started. I missed it kind of, but Wolf Warriors getting insane charges off onto the thoraxes. They popped Frenzy. Very nice charges by Swebi actually, and this could be, yeah, he's winning the main line engagement extremely quickly and just, he's not even routed that unit. Thoraxes with his charge almost. Definitely now it's turned into Swebi's favor, I think, with those massive charges. The Azats only now are going to start the engagement. They're just going to be fighting Spear Levy. They can't support his main line, so these Wolf Warriors and Sword Masters will crush through the Thorax Swordsman of Seleucid. Right now it's just looking insanely good for Swebi, I would say. Not reflected in the balance of power, but I think he got a really good engagement off at the moment. The Azats are going to charge his Wolf Warriors though, and he's not really reacting to that, so it's kind of a rear charge, not good for him. Shield Bearer is now getting charged without a counter charge. I mean, they were doing Hoplite Phalanx, yeah, but I think it's better to just charge and then Hoplite Phalanx. Especially with the 28 charge bonus, it's pretty significant. The Wolf Warriors here are going to be routing the cavalry, and more median cav coming in, but against Sword Masters, median cav will just die. This Thorax Swordsman is going to be off the field. Sword Masters still alive for Swebi. These Spear Levy here fighting against Thura Spears. Thura Spears should die. Wolf Warriors and Spear Wall here fighting Thoraxes. They might be able to kill them. These Sword Masters should beat the Shield Bearers, but apparently they're not at the moment. I guess because they're very tired, but with the flanking, should be enough. Germanic Scout Rider is getting Miss Micro though, because they should have been going for the Archers and Slingers. Definitely would have been able to kill them off, but right now, they're still gonna go for it and manage to do it. Still, yeah, Germanic Scout Rider is going to the Archers. Now they're going to pull through to get to the other Archers. Very nice job here by Swebi. And it looks like uldaCZ should be able to take this game with a very nice infantry engagement by him. Managed to get the proper charges off with Frenzy, and if that is the case, this line of Thoraxes just melts. And that is exactly what happened. Thorax Swordsman line melted, and now looks like rest of Seleucid's forces shall be routed off the field. Median cav here taking significant damage, as is the Shield Bearer. It's actually killing a lot, but it's because these units are basically exhausted, whereas its active wasn't fighting until up to this point. It's actually interesting to keep some your general in the back and only get him into the fray once everything else is exhausted, because he'll do pretty well in that scenario. So yeah, just not many Seleucid units left on the field at this point. I mean, the balance of power again looks like it's kind of even, but I don't really think that is the case. Just going to zoom in here and look at all these Shield Bearers trying to do their best, but there's just not enough units here. Just look at the Sword Masters pushing through the Thura Spears. Median cav here dying. Rear charge from these Sword Masters into the Shield Bearers. This should just crush these units. Yeah, the Shield Bearers pretty strong and tank unit. Will take a long time to kill, but at the end of the day, it won't be cost effective against the swords. Despite its very good stats, it's still not good enough for Sword Masters. You can see here Swebi doing really well in the melee engagement. Look at these hoplites trying to do their best. Sword Master is just way too powerful for them. Actually gotten 70 kills surprisingly despite all of this. I guess it's because of that the fatigue levels. So more Thuro spears here, more Thuros here. I've actually killed a lot of men. I guess it's mostly spear levy. Some spear walls coming in here should mop up the Thuro spears. So general of Seleucid should be off the field anytime now. It's actually got Tarentines still alive. I just don't see it happening. Let's see any further. Thuros actually won over here against the Wolf Warriors. So wow, these Thuros MVPs of the game for Seleucid, but uldaCZ with his Suebi build looks like he's going to get no! What am I saying? Not uldaCZ. uldaCZ played Seleucid. Ziggomatic played Suebi. See, this is what happens when I don't cast. I was thinking about just calling the faction names. Instead I started calling the player names, so at that point I was like, oh. Yeah, usually, the thing about replays is sadly it doesn't show the player names, so I can't really tell at the glance who is who. So I kind of end up forgetting and turning around like who is who sometimes. So yeah, I think definitely Ziggomatic is Suebi here. So Ziggomatic is going to be the one taking 1-0 lead, not uldaCZ. uldaCZ is going to get the disadvantage here. And yeah, he is I mean, it's a pretty damn good Suebi build what the Ziggomatic brought here, I would say. That should be the replay, and there we go. Again, it's Ziggomatic, so sorry about that. The Swordmasters, nothing that Seleucid has can deal with them. Spear Walls and Spear Levy doing a lot of work as well. Wolf Warriors did work on the Thoraxes. Longbow Hunters didn't do much. Again, they weakened the Thorax line, which allowed Wolf Warriors and Swordmasters to crush it. But they kind of died as well to Slingers and Archers, which they shouldn't. But yeah, that is the first game. See you in game number 2. So this is game 2. First one was Tur, I believe? I don't remember. Now this is Bam Citadel. As I imagine that is what the replay is saying. But this is going to be an interesting matchup, as you can see. It's also going to take some time. We have a 22-minute replay on our hands, guys. Anyway, we have uldaCZ playing as Masagite here, and Ziggomatic as Suebi. I'm gonna go over the builds. For Masagite, we have Armored Horse Archer and 2-step Horse Archers on his right flank. 2-step Horse Archers and an Armored Horse Archer on his left. Let's put it in slow-mo so I can go over this build more easily. Then we do see some Sack of Cataphracts. 4 of those. His general is also a Sack of Cataphracts, so make that 5. He does have some Step Noble Lancers though as well. Let's see. He has one Step Noble Lancer. Let's see. No, 2 Step Noble Lancers and 1 Saka Noble Armored Lancer. And that is basically the Masagite build. It's very, very strong in terms of cavalry, but I wonder if it has enough Horse Archers. So 1, 4, 5, 6 Horse Archers. No, 7 Horse Archers. 4, 5, 6, 7 Horse Archers. Yeah, it has a lot of Horse Archers. And against Armenia. Let's see what Armenia's brought here. And that would be Ziggomatic. He's brought 1, 2, 3, 4 Noble Horse Archers. Those are really difficult to kill with other Horse Archers. Oh, we actually do have Amazonian Riders for Masagite. I totally forgot about that. So there's this 1 unit of Amazonians besides the other units. I think he should have brought 3 Amazonians though, just because of the 150 range, basically. Anyway, for Armenia, I'm just going to fast forward it because I don't know if we can see his whole build. Again, he has 4 noble horse archers and 2 noble blood cavalry. It does have some spears that he brought here, or hoplites, I guess. And as you can see, as you can hear, my mouse already disconnecting again. Much sadness. 6 Persian hoplites. Then we also see some slingers on the field. 3, 4, 5, 6 Easter slingers. Interesting choice, but they will definitely do quite well with their block chance and against like horse archers. And if left in the fray, they should be able to. I mean, if the horse archers are left into the fight, they should be able to target them down and win. Slingers, that is. Noble horse archers trading blows with steppe horse archers, but they're getting some kills. The thing about the noble horse archers is this isn't a good engagement for them. They're gonna try and no, this isn't good for the noble horse archers at all, I would say. These guys getting some kills here, but still, this is a waste of a noble horse archer for Armenia. 9 kills and it's lost a lot. Man, it might even get charged. I don't think it's going to get charged, but still. So far the trade is very good for Massagete. He's killed a lot of these noble horse archers. These noble horse archers are actually facing the wrong way and getting shot in the rear. This is very effective. And this noble horse archer just got charged by shock cavalry and it's also getting shot, so this is very unfortunate for Armenia. It's gonna get caught. It's just gonna get caught and it will be off the field. Same with this noble horse archer, so not looking good at all for Armenia here. He lost the noble horse archer almost for free. This noble horse archer hasn't done much either, so again, he only has 4 horse archers. Yes, it's very strong horse archers, but with the basically you're gonna get out skirmished against Massagete. He's gonna have more horse archers unless you go nomad Armenia, like full horse archers and cavalry. Because in this tournament, some factions, I believe Armenia included, can go for a nomad build, and then this means they can't bring some specific units out of their roster, but then they can bring 8 horse archers, and basically they have the same limitations that nomads do. So the main thing is the extra horse archers they can bring. But again, these noble horse archers, this one's doing alright, but I mean at this point, yeah, they're getting more kills than they're losing, but I feel like they're just gonna get caught by the horse archers of Massagete at some point and killed off. So you can see here, this is exactly what's happening. So they're kiting and kiting and kiting, and they're soon gonna get to the red line, and it will be difficult for them to continue running. But here you can see they're starting to fall, getting kills, but these are not effective kills for Armenia, by the way, because these noble horse archers are very expensive. Do actually get into the steppe horse archers, which is huge if that unit's off the field, but in the process it's losing a lot of men as well. So again, this is not worth it for Armenia, because the way he's going, like, he's just gonna get caught and his units will die. So this steppe horse archer will also die. Actually, this noble horse archer isn't doing as bad as I thought. Like, it's killed like 100, so it's not as bad actually. But this means that he's not gonna have horse archers remaining. These armored horse archers are kind of dead. So yeah, this noble horse archer has actually done quite a bit of damage. So it's not been too inefficient, I suppose. I might even say that it's almost effective based on what it's done. If you count in ammunition as well that was used to kill it, definitely effective. Because not only did it kill 108 men, like horse archers, it also got rid of ammunition on other horse archers, and it's forcing all these units to come in here. And if there were gonna be arrows shot into this blob, they would be even more effective, because they would force friendly fire onto the Massagete troops. But of course, Massagete didn't use friendly fire. This horse archer is still on the field. This noble horse archer still being very, very, very annoying, I should say. So Armenia is now moving up. But I wonder if this is the correct move. We'll see. Just going too fast forward again. We'll see. Noble blood cavalry. I mean, the thing about losing the noble horse archers is that okay, so I guess the step noble lancer killed off the noble horse archer or something. So the thing about losing the noble horse archers, basically has none of them. He has not much skirmishing left on the field. He has no horse skirmishing, which is important. He just has Eastern Slingers. So I guess he could do it with Eastern Slingers, but if Massagetei, basically now if Massagetei just charges in, it's going to beat Armenia. What do we have on the field? 2 noble blood cav. And okay, we have a 2 noble spearmen on the field as well. I didn't notice them. This general is commander. They could pose a threat, but these Persian hoplites will get wrecked by Massagetei cavalry. The Eastern Slingers shouldn't have enough time to do damage unless Massagetei decides to skirmish, which in this scenario I don't think it would be the correct choice. I think you should go in and fight. Charge into the Persian hoplites, pull out, charge back in, and also get rid of the Eastern Slingers. That is what you want to do in this scenario as Massagetei. Maybe he could skirmish if he finds the opportunity with like horse archers against noble blood cav. I mean, if he gets rid of the noble blood cav, then I would say that 90% of the time in this situation, Massagetei should win. But at the moment, it's not such high chances for him. Also, here comes the engagement. This is not going to be good for Armenia. Sack Cataphracts into noble blood cav. Noble blood cav won't like this engagement. And these step noble lancers don't want to fight noble spearmen, and it is understandable, but they're gonna rear charge them potentially, because the noble spearman does actually want to engage the Massagetei troops. So this engagement over here, Cataphracts crushing noble blood cav. Again, noble blood cav getting crushed by Cataphracts. This is not a good engagement for Armenia at all. This is actually quite bad. I do like that he popped frenzied charge, but I mean, it's not gonna do too much against cavalry, and it's gonna fatigue them, but still. That means that the charges will be quite quick, I mean, and look, they should be getting a few more kills on, because the cavalry is pulling out. So this step noble lancer is killing Eastern Slingers. Wow, it's doing a lot of work here, but it's going to end up dying to focused Eastern Slinger fire, so I do wonder if this is worth it. Now he's going to disengage. I think that was the safe move. Sack of Cataphracts here crushed the noble blood cav. This is very good. Both the noble blood cav for Armenia are off the field, and I think that is what Massagetei needed in order to have a really good shot of winning this. So this noble spearman is really out of position. Same with the general of Armenia. At this point, Armenia is isolating its units too much. Cavalry charge here, wrecking the noble spearman. We should see the Cataphracts pull out though, because staying in the fight might be a bit crazy. So they're gonna pull out here. We're gonna see more cavalry charging into the fray though. Here they go into the noble spearman. This unit isn't looking great. Frenzy charge on the noble spearman in general, but just look at this noble spearman. It's gonna die without getting enough kills. And at this point, like, Massagetei could just attack over here, because look at how isolated Armenia is. But I guess he just wants more cost-effective trades against these noble spearmen, because he's gonna get rid of one unit soon. He might get rid of the others as well. I don't know why he's keeping his units all so far away, but right now you can see that he's gonna make a move onto these hoplites, which is definitely a very good choice in my opinion, because there's no cavalry on the field. These guys are going to get wrecked, but oh, the armored horse archers getting destroyed by slingers. Using them as meat shield, I guess. Here we go, noble spearmen getting charged downhill by Cataphracts. They don't want that to happen to them. Cataphracts coming again with the rear charge into noble spearmen. This unit is gonna be dead, no question about it. This unit, the Cataphracts actually remaining in the fight for too long. They should be pulled out. This unit is wasted of Steppe Noble Lancers. The engagement here in the middle has started with the Lancers destroying hoplites. I don't know why he's keeping his cavalry still engaged in melee. This does not make much sense. I mean, I guess he'd beat the Persian hoplites anyway. And now these guys are under Draco. Like, he should just be pulling out with the cavalry, charging back in. I don't understand why he's not doing it, but I don't think it's actually going to matter, because these main lines will just get destroyed. So yeah, the Noble Armored Lancer is actually losing some men here, but it's not really an effective trade for Armenia. So this Noble Spearman General is still alive, but actually some mistakes here by Massagetei. Very, very surprising. But look at all these Eastern Slingers dying to cavalry charges. And yeah, Massagetei making some mistakes with the cavalry, that is for sure. Needs to be a bit careful with this situational awareness, but he's doing things really well at this point. I mean, there's little room for error, that's what I wanted to say. These Amazonian riders don't have the flag on them, because the unit that has it is a bit far away. Quite strange. So let's see, Persian hoplites over here, Eastern Slingers. Not enough units for Armenia at this point. This Persian hoplite. And again, same thing with the flags. When you're zoomed out, it might be difficult to tell if these units are actually there or not. So another cavalry charge with the Saka Cataphracts. Gonna get some kills here, but now it should pull out, because, or I guess he's just gonna keep them in and deal with the hoplites. Not the most effective, but still should work. Noble Spearman here actually taking friendly fire damage from Eastern Slingers, but he kind of has to do something to kill all these units. So at this point, well, I'm gonna watch these Cataphracts go for the Slingers and kill them. Here come the Cataphracts with a charge. Oh, anticlimactic. Those Eastern Slingers are kiting. But they're gonna get chased. They're gonna get killed. Not just chased. They are dying. And over here as well, we have the Persian hoplites getting focused by steppe horse archers and mercenary Amazonian riders. More damage being done here with heavy shot as well. The Persian hoplites doing their best, but there's just not enough that they can do. And now they're routed off the field, and it is game. So, uldaCZ getting a pretty decisive victory here against Armenia. Like, he dealt with the noble horse archers quite well, besides one of them, I guess. One of them actually got pretty effective, I would say. Eastern Slingers did not do enough. They didn't have the time to. And Persian hoplites, of course, you can't expect them to do well against Cataphracts, but they got a surprising amount of kills against them, though, and that is mostly because the Cataphracts didn't pull out in time, or the Armored Lancers. But yeah, that is the game. So see you in the tiebreaker. And this is the third game, and actually the tiebreaker between uldaCZ and Ziggomatic on Alexandria. And we've got uldaCZ playing as Stylus, and Ziggomatic is the boy. We'll see how it's going to go. Stylus versus boy, always an interesting, well, not interesting, just, I guess you can say it's interesting, but it's just such a standard bread and butter matchup in latest patch, basically, since both Stylus and boy are, I suppose, the two best factions in the game, arguably. Some people would argue that boy is better, others would argue that Stylus. But anyway, I'm gonna go over the builds. So for uldaCZ, who is Stylus, Ziggomatic is boy. But anyway, uldaCZ's got, let's see. Oh, this is a quick battle. So he does have some raiding horsemen. Only 2, interestingly enough. I guess he maybe only brought 2 because this map is quite forested, so I see the point of bringing... I'm not bringing so many. He does have up front though 3 Levy Freemen and some Spear Warriors in the back. Peculiar choice. He has 3 Spear Warriors. In terms of skirmishes, he's got 2 Celtic Slingers with a Thracian Peltast. Then we do see a bunch of tribals. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tribals and 2 Oathsworn. Normal stuff for Tylus. Oathsworn General is a commander, by the way, not a strategist. I guess it might work for Tylus, as the morale of its tribals isn't as high as, say, Sword Followers of Boy. And that is basically the build of Tylus. I'm just going to fast forward because just have nothing going on right now, and I can't really go over the Boy build. I have a bit of skirmishing over here with 1 Levy Freeman against a Raiding Horse. Ooh, the Raiding Horse is taking some damage, but basically... Okay, so let's fast forward a bit and pause. So I can go over the Boy's build. So we see 4 Heavy Horse, and then Oathsworn Strategist General as expected, basically. Then we see... Let's see... 1, 2, 3... 3 Heavy Horse? Oh, 3 Levy Freeman. Is it? So 1, 2, 3, 4 Levy Freeman. My bad. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Sword Followers and 3 Oathsworns, actually. So that is the difference. Boy has another Oathsworn on the field. Of course, his Strategist General compared to Commander. Then this is actually a Thracian Cavalry for Tylus. I didn't notice. One of them is Raiding Horsemen and the other is Thracian Cavalry. Alright. So here comes the engagement. Heavy Horse charging straight into Levy Freeman. Levy Freeman and the units behind actually destroying the Heavy Horse though. This Heavy Horse not going to be effective. Killing some Levy Freeman, yes, but it's dying in the process, so I don't think this is good for Boy at all. This unit here did get some charges on, but this is very good by Tylus. So he's just gonna pull back these units because he knows that he wouldn't be able to get a proper charge bonus. He's just going to pull back, and now he's going to. Yeah, I like this a lot by Tylus. He's pulling back and reorganizing. So he did a lot of damage to the Heavy Horse. He's still targeting the Heavy Horse with these units. This engagement here, 1 tribal against 2 Sword Followers. Interesting. Levy Freeman getting charged in the rear. Tribal here, if using Shield Wall, should do well. And here come the other engagements, but the Tribal's getting the charges off, and we see that Boy hasn't actually stopped them. He hasn't stopped them with the Heavy Horse. Tylus got 3 charges off onto Boy, and I believe Tylus may actually have a slight downhill advantage over here if you look at it. Maybe I don't see it. Maybe I'm like... Yeah, maybe I'm wrong though, I'm not sure. It kind of looks like it, but maybe I can't see it properly from here. Actually, it might be Boy who has... No, I think it's Tylus with a slight downhill advantage. But anyway, that doesn't matter too much. Wait, the Raiding Horseman over here shooting Levy Freeman. This is a waste. Heavy Horse getting in, but not from the angle they needed. Look at the Heavy Horse getting some kills, but definitely being wasted this game. Levy Freeman chasing Raiding Horse and Thracian Cavalry around, but I believe that the engagement's going very well for Tylus. One problem though for Tylus though is that the Oathsworn General over here is not doing as well as you would expect against other Oathsworns. This engagement very good for Tylus though. Here he's losing his tribal to an Oathsworn, but it's a good engagement because he's doing quite well there. Tribal War is here losing. He didn't pop Shield Wall on his tribals though. And the Levy Freeman here going for the Heavy Horse, more Raiding Horse over here. So he does actually have 2 Raiding Horse and 1 Thracian Cavalry skirmishes. This engagement is definitely going to go well for Tylus. He's going to be able to go around with tribals and start flanking. Sword Followers, of course, going to lose to tribals. And still, Thracian Peltast, 2 of them, and the Celtic Slingers are going to be annoying. Heavy Horse trying to get through, but just not able to get through. And the Heavy Horse hasn't been too effective this game for Boy, which might end up losing him the game. Because I don't... Yeah, his main line isn't going to do too well, especially with Thracian Peltast and Slinger support. And it's just not looking good for Boy, I feel. His general is also not doing too well, but the Tribals here haven't used Shield Wall, which is, I find to be quite peculiar, but they're still gonna beat the Sword followers, of course. Spear Warriors here rear charging the Oathsworn, and this Oathsworn has taken so much damage. This basically looks like it's over for Boy, and Tylus is gonna get a massive victory here. Let's see, so again. Very, very nicely done by Tylus here. I do like how he engaged. And the Oathsworns here getting focused by a lot of the Peltasts. Let's just zoom in and see the battle unfold. So many units and so many bodies over here. It's just a lot of casualties on both ends, but mostly on Boy. Like, actually, Tylus didn't lose too much this battle. It was fairly one-sided, I should say. And that is game. So let's look at the statistics. Again, uldaCZ. He deployed more. He killed a lot more. This was very one-sided. Spears did very well against Heavy Freeman and of course Heavy Horse. The Heavy Horse, just, it looks like the one that got 94 kills didn't do bad, but it's actually not. Bear in mind they killed a lot of Heavy Freemen, which are really cheap. What the Heavy Horse need to do in this matchup mostly is block the Tribal Warrior charges or go for rear charges on the Tribals, but he was unable to do that because uldaCZ had a lot of spears basically, and he managed to quite a good job. And he actually, wait, he didn't have 6 Tribals, my bad. He had 5 Tribals and 3 Oathsworns. No, he did have 6 Tribals and 2 Oathsworns. What am I saying? I was right. But yeah, Boy, 3 Oathsworns and 5 Sword followers, because he had a slight advantage in terms of melee, but with 3 Oathsworns instead. But the Tribals are more cost effective, and it allowed uldaCZ to get like better spears and some skirmishes, which Boy lacked. And definitely you can see here that the skirmishes did some work for Tylus. But anyway, that is the match, so hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Share the video, and I shall see you next time.